Welcome back, degenerates. Look at this man. Oh, I'm pointing the wrong way. Look at this man. I told you before. I told you once. I told you twice. Now it's, I think, at least the fifth time. Caleb Ewan's the best sprinter in the world right now. And I know it's the Tour Down Under. And I know it's January. Still, what are we looking at? Still January 22nd. But Caleb Ewan's the best sprinter in the world. And we're now seeing a transition for Caleb Ewan away from just pure sprints on flat. We're seeing he won UAE Tour last year up that hill, and Jesus, why am I showing that? Can't show you that. And I think he's now the best sprinter in the world. I told you yesterday this course is actually undercover pretty hard, and we saw that. Andre Greipel barely finishing with the main group, and Sam Bennett basically saying, yeah, I was completely cooked. Because when Morkov did a pretty good job for Sam Bennett. Comment if you disagree with me, but I think Morkov did a pretty good job for him. He left him with maybe a little bit early, if we're honest. But okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. First of all, a public apology to Adrian. Maybe, I'm not saying it's a certainty, but maybe it was my fault that the audio was too low yesterday. Maybe. Let me know if the audio in the live chat is actually working better today. I've tinkered with a few little settings. Is it synced properly? If it's not synced, then I don't know what I'll do, but let me know if the audio is working way better now. Anyway, let's start with about 6 kilometers to go. And the commentators were saying, and F's in the chat for, I don't want to disrespect the OG, but F's in the chat for Phil Liggett. Phil Liggett called Sam Bennett, George Bennett, when he was sprinting at the end, man. It's like, I know I cost, 500 to 600 an hour if you want to pay me pre-GST, but still, come on. You can't be calling people George Bennett. Sam Bennett, top 3 sprinter in the world, calling him George Bennett in the sprint. But anyway, let's go back to 6 kilometers to go on a rolly stage, but it actually wasn't that hard. In previous years, the bunches made that wow, why is it still laggy? All right, hold on. How much is it laggy by? Let me fix it. I'm going to try on the fly actually fix this. This is triggering me, man. All right. Let's try 1,000. Is 1,000 milliseconds a second? Anyway, I've tried to fix it a little bit. Probably made it worse now. Anyway, 6 kilometers to go. The commentators were saying, why is Mitchelton Scott? Why have they got Darrell Impey at the back of the group? 4 seconds lag. Jesus Christ. Okay, I should have fixed it now if it was almost a second. This is OBS's fault, not my fault. Okay? 6 kilometers to go, the commentators are saying, oh, why Mitchell Scott at the back with Darrell Impey? But the bunch is not as big as a Grand Tour, World Tour bunch. And they were able to, and this is something I've really think is the best strategy when you don't have too many men, or even if you, now it got worse, Jesus. All right, let me just... All right, obviously didn't do the right thing there. All right, we're just going to leave it. We're just going to leave the audio. I can't, I can't deal with it. Anyway, 6 kilometers to go, and then they brought Mitchelton Scott. So the new Australian road champion Cam Meyer brought Darrell Impey up, and Darrell. The great thing about Tour Down Under, which I think should be, and comment if you agree with me, is I think there should be bonus seconds for pretty much all stage wins. I think there should be bonus seconds for stage wins, intermediate sprints. It makes the whole race way more interesting. And yeah, that way, and Darrell Impey, he won on countback, if we remember previously. He won just by a fraction of a second ahead of Richie Porte in previous years through all these intermediate sprints and sprints at the end. And I'm getting way too triggered about the audio right now. But hold on. Hey, Primoz, mate, I told you I'm live streaming right now. I'm not doing a video on your Tour de France prospects for TJV. I'm not doing... Listen, if Jumbo-Visma want me to do a video promoting your squad for Tour de France, I told you how much it costs. I got all this. This is not cheap to run. All right? Okay? Listen, I know... Okay, I know that we've got... I know, yes, yeah. What? Why is Egan Bernal favourite ahead of you? I don't know why he's... Yeah, I know, you're $5.25. I don't disagree with you, Primoz. You should be favourite, in my opinion. $6.50 at Sportsbet. Listen, I don't control the market. I'll put 1,000 on it now. Maybe it'll change the price. I wouldn't worry about it too much. Alright. Yep. Okay, enjoy the altitude camp. Don't call me during a live stream again. Sorry about that. What was I saying? Alright. Then back to the sprint. So an uphill sprint, you've got Nathan Haas, and we saw what happened with Elia Viviani for Cofidis yesterday. Nathan Haas came third on the stage, or third on the stage for Cofidis. So it was a weird, like, mixed sprint where you've got Daryl Impey, sort of these rollers, like Daryl Impey, Nathan Haas on the right-hand side of the road. And bring up the Tour Down Under footage if you want to see it. But you got on the right-hand side of the road the train with either, it was Luke Durbridge first, who did a massive turn. Then I think it was either Cam Meyer or Hamilton as well for Mitchelton. They left Daryl Impey, and Daryl Impey sprinted for a long time. He's on the right-hand side of the road. And then Morkov for Quickstep got Bennett behind him, and then Caleb Ewan, who's been sitting on Bennett the Oka jersey the whole time, just following Bennett's wheel. Morkov actually, if he'd stayed on Daryl Impey, I think maybe, I don't think Bennett was winning, but I think he wouldn't have finished way back. Whereas he went to the left-hand side early, I think expecting Mitchelton and Daryl Impey to peter out on the right-hand side, but he didn't. And then Sam Bennett hit the front. Apparently, he said his legs were completely gassed, and that was it. Yeah, the course was too hard, like 2,400 meters climbing. His legs were gassed, and if you've seen the helicopter shot when Caleb Ewan hits the air, it's like night and day. It looks like everyone is pedaling backwards or has mud in their gears or is riding cyclocross bikes. So Caleb Ewan, best sprinter in the world. But compared to GC, re-GC, Daryl Impey's looking pretty good. So let's have a look at the stage tomorrow. That was stage 2. I think we enjoyed looking at the stage yesterday. Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the stage tomorrow. So it's up Paracombe. So it's actually a pretty nasty climb. It goes out of Unley at the base of the city of Adelaide at the bottom. Can you see my mouse? No, you can't actually. That's unfortunate. And then it goes up, I think, up Green Hill Road, down the bottom there, and then winds its way around the back of the Adelaide Hills into Lobethal, and then finishes up Paracombe. That's actually quite a hard climb. So let's have a look at the profile. $131K. See, 2,600 meters climbing. I think it's going to be... Is it Port tomorrow? Jay McCarthy's not looked in great condition. I mean, Bora Hansgrohe did a lot of work early. So this is the difference between Bora Hansgrohe and Mitchelton Scott today. Bora Hansgrohe did a lot of work from 10Ks to 3Ks to go. Put Jay McCarthy at the front with 3Ks to go, and then he was isolated and sort of left on his own and didn't have a great finish. Whereas Mitchelton Scott at 4Ks to go brought Durbridge out, to the front, really put the gas down, and that allowed Impey to stay in good position a fair bit longer. So Rolly again tomorrow, and then it's actually a pretty hard climb, especially for this part of the season. If you look right at the end, it's actually a pretty hard climb up to Paracombe. Who do we think is winning? What is it? Is it 6 minutes? How long? Yeah, how long is that climb? 6 minutes. I think Diego Ulissi, where was he today in the stage? Not really anywhere. I don't think he's going to be finishing up there. I think probably, yeah, Richie Port, Jay McCarthy, Hamilton maybe, George Bennett. George Bennett finished, he finished top 10 I think today. Viviani crashed. Anyway, what did you guys think of the sprint? I thought it was, I know it is still only January, but I still think it was pretty good work by Ewan, and we're now seeing, I know Sam Bennett is saying, well, with Milan San Remo, the way the Poggio might not be in Milan San Remo, people say, oh, well, that really suits Sam Bennett, but geez, I kind of would think Ewan would do well in Milan San Remo this year with no Poggio. And he looks deadly in that kit. That black and red kit from Lotto Soudal is growing on me with each win. With each win that this man gets, it's growing on me. Also, shout out, you'll see in the background there, shout out Jasper Philipsen for UAE, that young sprinter. He got 4th on today's stage. He's looking good as well. So, yeah. All right, sorry, I've been ignoring all your comments. Did I see Mitchelton's video recap of the stage from BV? They seem to go out of their way to mention Caleb, not to mention Caleb's name, Bad Blood. I didn't think they had too much bad blood, to be honest. I thought they were all right. 17, XYZ 17. I was most impressed by Durbridge and Morkov today, to be honest, and Lucas Hamilton, leading out and still coming with the top places. I agree. Durbridge looking really strong. I think he's going to have a breakout season this year. He's just riding so well. Lucas Hamilton was good, and I think Morkov, it was hard because he was sort of on his own, having to make quick decisions, and hindsight's 2020. You know, you've got Daryl Impey hitting the front really early, and then he thinks, oh well, if I kick hard to the left here with 300 meters left or 200 meters left, it's uphill slightly. I'll put Sam Bennett in a better position rather than following the Mitchelton Scott train and maybe not having as good a line. I don't know, it's hard, but yeah, he probably didn't take the right angle. It's a 3-minute climb, 4-minute climb. Okay. That sort of looked like a Jay McCarthy, Diego Ulissi special. Daryl Impey as well. Maybe a bit short for Richie Port. Why does Michael Matthews never race Nationals 2 Down Under? Don't know, to be honest. Will Rowan Dennis or Pavel Sivakov end up leading Ineos? Do you mean in the Tour Down Under or in generally? I think in the Tour Down Under it will probably be Sivakov. I mean, I think Rowan Dennis has actually not looked that good. Kevin Horner, announcers made it seem like Rowan Dennis was going to contend for the sprint. Wouldn't have thought that myself. Correct. Rowan Dennis is a great time trialist, but his sub 1 minute power is not great relative. It's great, obviously, but it's not great relative to other guys. Yves Tremblay, why was Romain Bardet off the back? Now, this is interesting. Why was Romain Bardet off the back? Well, initially I thought he got caught up in a crash, maybe had a mechanical, someone bumped into his bike, had an issue with his bike, but I don't know, his bike looked okay to me in the last sort of 3 kilometers. I didn't think, it would seem to be working okay, and honestly, I think he might have just been getting dropped, but maybe he just had a mechanical. But I think he was actually, yeah, pretty much getting dropped. Okay, so that's all for Tour Down Under. There's no betting market for Stage 3 tomorrow, and I just wanted to show you a quick thing. I need you all right now, or tonight, this evening, this week, go and watch this documentary, La Familia, by Jumbo-Visma. I know Primoz just interrupted the live stream, but go and watch this, because I've contacted them, and they've given me permission to use like a little bit of the footage for a review video. We're going to talk about it. I think, just foreshadowing what I'm going to say, I think this is one of the best cycling documentaries I've ever watched. It's really, I think the reason you like this channel and watching my content, and the reason I like making it, is because it's not polished, it's not corporate, it's pretty real. This content is actually pretty real. They're swearing, they're saying, I'm going to kill that dude, or, in the time trial, whatever. It's really good. So it's on Jumbo-Visma's website. Go and watch that if you got a spare hour around. I thought it was really good. Anyway, what else did I have to say to you? Oh, another update is I finally, YouTube have given me channel membership. You've been asking for a while, where's your Patreon? Where's your channel membership? I didn't want to do a Patreon. Ian Hearn, how much did they pay me for you to say that? Sorry, I got a confidentiality agreement. No, I just I just asked them, can I use some footage of it, just to show you guys when I'm reviewing it. But yeah, so I'm gonna have channel membership, and obviously you don't have to. When I roll it out, you don't have to use it or whatever. But the reason I want to do channel membership is because I can see actually next year there is a possibility that if we can Kickstarter enough funds, or I can put together enough money, or if it makes financial sense or economic sense, I will try and buy the actual broadcast rights for smaller races and Tour Down Under to use on YouTube, so we can get some good highlights. And channel membership is going to be a part of that if there's actual uptake in it. But anyway, I'm going to be doing, as I said yesterday, these live streams during all the big World Tour races this year. If you sign up to the channel membership, I'm getting my mate who's a graphic designer. He'll be doing custom emotes and emojis and all that. So I want you to hit me up on Instagram or in the live chat here. What are the emojis you want to see? And I think one of the emojis I want to see is, well, we got syringe with blood in it, someone cracking, Lance's face, Biana Reese mutant face. They're all the emotes I'm thinking. Nairo in green. I have no, Linda James says, membership cost. I have no control over it. I think it's like $5 a month, but I can't really like change it. It's just what YouTube sets, unfortunately. Yeah, that's the reality. Let's go to, just transition back. My mistake, I didn't show you what the where everyone is on GC. So on GC right now in Tour Down Under, so I'm chopping and changing between things. Caleb Ewan leading, Sam Bennett matching time, but I think on count back, Caleb Ewan is leading. Well, I don't think he is leading. Daryl Impey 1 second, and more importantly, we need to look at right now, what is the difference between Daryl Impey and Richie Porte? Where are you, Richie? Richie Porte is on. So Daryl Impey's 10 seconds ahead of Richie Porte. I don't know. Tomorrow's stage is going to be super interesting. So I think you should. Yeah, I think tomorrow's stage is the one to watch. If Daryl Impey stays with Richie Porte, that's going to put a lot of pressure on Richie Porte during Tour Down Under. Because that's a 10-second gap. It's actually hard for, 10 seconds on Willunga if Daryl Impey's got good legs. Yeah. All right, going through your questions. 30,000 for Tour de France rights. If the Tour de France rights were only $30,000, I could probably get investment, because I could make that during the Tour de France if I could use the actual footage. I'd probably make that back. Inhaler emoji, River, we're going to use that. Quack, that emoji's good. Crosswind Chaos 4. All right, comment. I know I like leaving these live streams up a bit later. Thanks for tuning in. I know these aren't great times for you guys in America, and I know in Europe you're all at work right now, but during World Tour races in Europe, I'll be doing the live streams at 6 a.m. or 5 a.m. my time, which will be much better time for you. Thanks again for tuning in to the wrap-up for the Tour Down Under Stage 2. Caleb Ewan is the best sprinter in the world right now. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Having a brain blank. I've been playing too much Call of Duty. But if you like the video, that really helps as well for YouTube not burying it in the algorithm. But thanks as always. There won't be any merch. Don't worry, there'll be no merch. For the membership stuff, if you're a member, I'm actually going to give you more content and writing and podcasts and stuff like that, rather than merch or other stuff. You'll actually get other content. But anyway, Max Cycling Thoughts. Van Dram told you. Van Dram did well. Night.